Allie. Alright, so with Christmas coming up, I found this really cool idea. It's super simple to make your cookies look like reindeer. So I thought I would share with you how to do that, and I hope you enjoy it. Right off the bat, the very first thing that the cookie recipe asks for is a peanut butter cookie recipe. It does give you their own little recipe on the website, but I'm going to use the one that I always have been using, or use your own peanut butter cookie recipe that you've used in the past.
Well, treetops glisten.
First, you're going to want to get a really big bowl ready to put your ingredients in. Next step is about half a cup of white sugar. Now, if you can see, I put a little bit more than a half, but that's because I like to add some sweetness to my peanut butter cookie. Next step is to add half a cup of brown sugar to the bowl. Next step is to add softened butter, margarine, or shortening to the mix, and I have margarine here. Next thing to add is the peanut butter, and you want half a cup of this to be added to your bowl. The next item is the milk, and we need to add 2 tablespoons of milk to the mix. Next step is to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, I actually go a little crazy with the vanilla and always put way more in, so in this step, go ahead and put as much vanilla as you want in because I feel like it just makes it taste better. Next step is to add an egg to the mix. Now this is when your muscles have to come in to use the blender. And I think this blender is super cool. I'm pretty sure my parents got this as a wedding gift. And look at it, it is still around today.
Sleigh bells in the snow.
When you're done with the blending, it's going to have quite a bit of extra stuff on it. So go ahead and take a spoon and scrape that off into the bowl. And lick some if you'd like to. Next step is to add 1 cup and 3/4 of flour. Did I say that right? 3/4, 3/4, 1 cup and 3/4 bits of flour. Next is to add a teaspoon of baking soda, but I barely even do a whole teaspoon because I find it makes it very salty, so just do a little bit of baking soda. And the last thing for now is to add the littlest bit of salt. Not too much or else we'll get very salty. Now you get to mix all this good stuff together. Once the dough is all nicely mixed together, then you can start putting it into balls and onto cookie sheets. Make sure you have foil on the pan and you sprayed it down with non-stick spray. So I made the dough really big, but you'll be able to see why in just a moment. Now for the next part, what you're going to want to have is some chocolate covered pretzels. Now mine are a little bit too big, which is why I had to make the dough a lot bigger, which you'll see in a minute why. So if you can, get some smaller ones. Also, you're going to want the smaller M&Ms, so I went for the milk chocolate. Then I got the larger M&Ms, which I already decided to eat all the other non-brown and red ones. You're actually going to want the brown and the red peanut M&Ms. And you'll see why in just a moment. This part is a little bit tricky, not too much. You just want to go very fast before the dough dries. You want to take your chocolate covered pretzels and press them down on the top parts of your cookie. And you want to do this for all of them. Then what you want to do is take a larger M&M, which is why the peanut ones come in handy. Just stick that one down right there. Usually cover the M and just stick that closer to the bottom. Next, you're going to need your smaller M&Ms here. Alright, so I put them both down and it looks like a reindeer! Woohoo! So you want to do this to all of the other cookies there, and the finished product should look a little something like this. I think it's super cute. It's perfect for the holidays, something to do with your kids, or if you have spare time just to make them look really cool. As you can see, they're quite a bit bigger than normal cookies because the pretzels that you had were quite big. If you can find smaller pretzels, you can make a smaller cookie. I used the bigger M&Ms for the noses, and I switched them up and used some brown and red ones. And I think they turned out super cool. So this is the very end of the DIY reindeer cookie, and I hope you enjoyed it.
A pair of blue suede boots and a beard with black roots and a face you knew way back when. A drawl in his talk and a swagger and walk and the hips that wiggled back then. My mom and dad can barely wait to see the king again.
sounds alive.